She doesn't like him.
If he's not our man, he's not going to like any of it.
Then why did you put him up at an ID parade so soon?
I didn't. It was arranged by local CID before I was called in. Before this murder was linked with the other two.
Well, weren't they rushing it a bit? I know the woman gave a description of the man, but it seems...
the man, of his car, and of the murdered girl.
But one witness?
Haven't you read the file?
Well, give us a chance, sir. I made a start at it, but there's quite a lot to get through.
Well, you better get on with it. Read his statement, compare it with the other evidence.
You know, the alibi doesn't stand up to very much,
Yeah,
does
not
it?
this one. Then there was the lab report on his raincoat.
Well, the one he was wearing?
Yes, looks like it. They found it when they did a routine check of the dry cleaners on Monday morning. Crumpled, creased, very muddy.
Oh.
Earth traces similar to the soil on Hampstead Heath at the scene.
You never can tell, can you? A middle-aged, happily married man, executive type.
He did have form.
What, that man?
Probably doesn't mean anything, though. When he was 19, he was charged with assaulting a girl. Nothing serious. Got away with probation.
Well, at least it shows he's capable of violence.
I'm not sure. Completely different circumstances. A lot of kids at a party. He got drunk. Defense witnesses say that the girl was leading him on, teasing him, and suddenly slapped him down. It's the sort of thing that might happen to any young man. Get yourself up to date, will you?
Yes, sir.
In there.
I don't understand. There's been some terrible mistake.
Sit down, Mr. Morris.
But
Please.
Sit here, Mrs. Duxbury, will you? This is Sergeant Dexter from New Scotland Yard. I'll tell Mr. Clay then.
Thank you. Now, you... What on earth made you do that, Mrs. Duxbury?
He's an animal.
That may well be.
A beast.
Look, you were asked to identify him by tapping him on the shoulder, not by slapping his face.
If I had my way, I'd have him castrated and burnt in public.
Yeah. Now, you have children of your own, I believe.
Yes, 2.
And how old are they?
6 and 9. That poor girl, how old?
13.
Yes. I thought when I saw her, she looked older, you know.
Well, they often do nowadays, don't they?
It's terrible.
Yes, it is.
I blame the parents.
Well, I was thinking more of the crime.
What? Oh, yes, of course, I didn't mean... The others, they were older.
Mm-hmm.
Then why a child?
Why anybody?
2 young girls and a child. He's a monster.
If it is him.
Of course it's him.
Mrs. Duxbury, when the police made an appeal for witnesses, you called at the station and gave a description of a man that you had seen talking to a girl.
That's right.
It wasn't a very precise description. Our local beat constable thought he might know a man who would fit that description.
Yes, the man I pointed out just now.
Yes, well, you did rather more than just point him out.
That was a silly thing to do, Mrs. Duxbury.
I couldn't help it.
You're sure he's our man?
Positive.
Well, now, I know that you've made a statement to the local CID, but there are 1 or 2 points I'd like to go over again.
Yes.
Now, you saw this girl talking to the man who was standing by a car.
She was talking to that man, the one I pointed out.
All right.
Inspector Hall, what is all this about?
The Chief Superintendent will ask the questions. Huh?
Questions why? I've told you everything I know.
Have you?
That woman, why did she do that?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. She shouldn't have.
I've never seen her before in my life.
You say he was wearing a raincoat.
Oh, that's right.
What colour was it?
Light fawn, almost cream.
Was it double-breasted or single?
Well, I'm not sure. It wasn't done up.
Long or short?
Sort of medium length, I think.
Anything like that?
Well, yes, except that it wasn't in that state when I saw it. That looks as if someone had been using it to sit on. Oh. Yes, that's the one.
You're sure?
If it's his, it must be.
Now, under the raincoat, what was he wearing?
A brown suit, tweedy.
Light or dark brown?
Darkish, I think.
A hat?
No.
What sort of shoes was he wearing?
I don't remember. I didn't notice.
Thank you. Take Bryant and a forensic officer. You know what we're looking for.
Yes, sure.
Now, Mrs. Duxbury, tell me again, what they were doing.
What's happening?
Don't worry, sir. We won't be keeping you much longer now.
Asking her the way.
Well, directions, you know.
Yes. Did you actually hear any of the dialogue?
The what?
The conversation. Did you actually hear anything that passed between them?
Is it important?
It could be very important, yes.
It's difficult to explain.
Difficult? Why?
Oh, no, that's what she said, the girl.
It's difficult to explain?
Yes.
You heard her say that?
Yes, I'm almost sure.
Almost.
That's what she said.
Anything else?
She was pointing.
When she said it?
Afterwards.
Afterwards?
After I'd gone by.
You turned back and saw her pointing. Why did you do that?
I don't know, I just did. I had this feeling.
Feeling?
Suspicion.
Why?
I don't know. Woman's intuition, if you like. She was only 13.
You didn't know that at the time. She looked older. She was wearing makeup, and even then...
Don't forget the car, there at the curb. Door open, engine running. That got my attention, I can tell you. And the number.
The number? You know the number?
Well, no, that's it, you see. I can't understand it. I should do, but I can't. Something about it caught my eye, reminded me of something, but I can't for the life of me think.
Mrs. Duxbury, it'd be a great help if you could remember the number. A great help indeed.
Well, no. Sorry, but it may come to me later.
Was it the letters or the numbers? Can you remember that?
No. Sorry.
All right, leave it to the moment. Let me see now. You pass this man talking to this girl, probably asking for directions, and that made you suspicious.
Yes, I said.
But if he was just asking for directions, surely that would seem quite natural.
You don't believe me.
You didn't contact us until 2 days after the appeal. We have to be sure.
I saw what I saw.
And heard what you heard.
Yes.
And you are positive that it is the man that you identify.
Why should I say so if I wasn't? Why do you keep on asking the same
The kind of questions that I am asking you are nothing to the kind of questions that defence counsel will throw at you if this man comes to trial.
But surely...
Mrs. Duxbury, the information that you've given us, useful as it is not in itself enough.
My husband? Under arrest?
Well, he hasn't been formally arrested yet, Mrs. Morris.
My husband?
You are the wife of Mr. Herbert Morris, who works for Larkin Investments Limited.
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid that we're going to have to take a look round.
What?
Well, you do understand. Right. Let's start with those drawers over there.
Stop it! Stop it! What the hell
Now,
do you
Mrs.
think
Morris,
you're doing?
please,
This is
come on.
my
Now, Mrs.
home,
Morris,
for God's
control
sake.
yourself, please.
Let me go.
Look, if there's somebody I can call for you.
No, thank you. I'm quite all right now.
Look, I am sorry. Maybe a drink or something.
I just want to know what's going on here.
And if you do remember the number of the car or anything else at all, you will ring me or Inspector Hall here, won't you?
Oh, yes. I want to see that animal put away forever, believe me. I was only
Yes,
saying...
well, thank you once again, Mrs. Duxbury.
Oh. Right, yes, then, goodbye.
We'll be in touch.
Bye-bye. All right, was she?
What?
Witness?
Oh, yes. Very positive.
Well, that's it then. Looks like you've had a wasted journey, sir.
We need a lot more than that.
I've got a lot more.
Not enough.
You haven't got any doubts yourself, have you?
It's a nice, expensive-looking suit you've got there, Inspector.
That's for mixing unnoticed among the criminal classes, sir.
I may be one of the old school, but I don't work entirely by the proverbial copper's gut instinct. Although it has its uses.
Sir, but a case like this, it's emotive, you know, sir?
No, I don't.
Well, one doesn't want to think that it might be a fellow like Morris, who's a respectable, middle-aged, middle-class, family man, pillar of society. I mean, there, but for the grace of God...
Are you trying to tell me something, Inspector?
No, I wouldn't dream of it, sir.
Well, let's confine ourselves to the evidence, shall we? Now, you weren't involved in the investigation of the murder of the other two girls, were you?
No, sir?
But you've read the report?
Yes.
Well, if you'd read it thoroughly, you would have noticed that the first girl, Mary Hoskins, worked for the same firm as that chap in there at the time that she was murdered.
Well, he's been interviewed before, has he?
Must have been. So there is something you can do.
Sir?
I want to read his statement, but I haven't seen the case file yet, so get on to your chief superintendent and chase it up, will you?
Sure. You are fairly certain that this one is the same as the other two, yeah?
Nobody can be certain at this stage, but on the face of it.
Well, this girl was a lot younger, sir.
Teenager, like the rest.
Oh, only just. Another point I did notice, sir.
What's that?
The M.O. on the other two was practically identical with this one.
All three died by strangulation.
Yeah, this one, there were bruises and lacerations.
Which merely goes to show that he wasn't quick enough, and that she had time to struggle.
Well, assuming that he is our man,
Yeah?
he must have blood on his clothes somewhere.
Right, thank you, Mrs. Morris. Would you show us upstairs now, please?
Upstairs?
Yes, well, to whichever room it is that your husband keeps his clothes in.
Oh, what do you want his clothes for?
Well, we might have to take some of them with us.
Take them with you? What for?
Don't worry, you'll get a receipt.
A receipt? Look, what's going on here?
Mrs. Morris, please.
In.
I sent for the case file on the Hoskins murder, sir.
Sent for it.
Yeah, it's still at Divisional HQ.
Oh, right.
Well, when are you going to interview him, sir?
When I know a bit more about him and his background. What was his reaction when you picked him up?
Well, he was very surprised, a bit nervous.
Natural or the guilty kind?
It's hard to say.
But not indignant.
No, not really. In fact, I'd say an innocent man would protest a damn sight more than our friend by there.
Perhaps. Good point for the defence, though.
What?
Cooperative from the beginning.
Depends on your interpretation.
And if he did it?
But why won't you tell me?
Look, if you want any further information, Mrs. Morris, I must refer you to the officer in charge.
I'm his wife. I have a right to know. Yes? Who? Oh, it's for you.
Hello? Yes, sir? No, I'm just about to leave. Yes, she's here. Very well indeed, yeah. As a matter of fact, yes, she does. Fair enough, yes, will do. That was my boss, Mr. Clay.
I appreciate your coming, Mrs. Morris.
I must know what this is all about, Superintendent.
Yes, of course. Do please sit down.
Excuse me, sir, can I see you outside for a few seconds?
Yes. Excuse me a moment, will you?
Well, the forensic officers have taken some of the clothes to the lab. Now, one suit in particular might have been the one he was wearing. Particles of blood have been found in the cuffs.
What colour is the suit?
Brown. Well, you know, sort of greeny brown.
Light or dark?
Medium.
Anything else?
No.
Right.
Do you want me in on this?
Yes, you better be. Sorry about that, Mrs. Morris. Now, I know how anxious you must feel, but I do think it would be better for all concerned, and especially your husband, if you would just oblige me by answering a few questions.
I don't understand. Surely I'm entitled to know what it is he's supposed to have done.
Well, we don't know that he's done anything yet, which is why I'd like your cooperation at this stage. I know it's asking a lot, but if you could just put your trust in me for the moment, I promise you it will all be for the best.
Very well. What are these questions?
Thank you. Well, they're quite straightforward, really. First, can I ask you how long you've been married?
20 years.
Any children?
One. A daughter.
A daughter.
And how old is she, Mrs. Morris?
She's just 19.
And she lives at home with you, does she?
Yes, with her husband. Well, they live with us because, well, the usual reason young people will live with their parents, I suppose. They can't afford a place of their own yet. They're both still students, you see.
Yes, of course. Mrs. Morris, how well would you say you knew your husband?
After 20 years? Are you serious?
Oh, well, I know it may seem a banal observation, but in my job I've come to realize the fact that no one person knows another completely.
Herbert and I have a very good marriage. I can assure you there's very little that we don't know about each other.
And are you as close as a family?
Very. Herbert's always been devoted to Sally. She's always been...
Yes?
Well, I was going to use a rather stupid phrase.
Oh, yes, sure.
Well, I was going to say that she's always been the apple of his eye.
Well, I think that's a very nice phrase. And just as it should be between a father and his only daughter. I have a daughter of my own. She's the apple of mine.
Yes. Well, we, all three of us, always been very close.
And now that your daughter's married,
I'm sorry.
well, has it made any difference to your relationship?
No, of course not. Why should it?
Well, it shouldn't, I know, but I mean, well, we've all heard dozens of in-laws stories, if you see what I mean.
That doesn't apply to us. We're very fond of Richard. We all get on extremely well together.
Richard being your daughter's husband?
Yes, of course.
How long have they been married?
Well, nearly a year, but I fail to see what that's
Mrs.
got
Morris,
to do...
if you could just bear with me a little longer. Oh, would you like me to contact your daughter, to have her here with you?
It's from Mummy. She's at the police station. Daddy's in some sort of trouble.
A note?
Yes.
I could still ring her.
No, I can't take much more of this.
We won't be much longer. Mrs. Morris, can you tell me, do you know where your husband was between the hours of 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. last Sunday?
Last Sunday?
Yes.
Well, he always plays golf on Sunday, so he would have been at the golf club.
And where was that?
West Hampstead.
What time did he arrive home?
Well, his usual time, about 2:30.
And he left home at about what time?
About 10:30.
Thank you.
So, allowing time for him to drive there and drive back, and time for him to change and change back into his ordinary clothes, he'd be playing then for about 3 hours.
Yes, I suppose so.
That's an average time for 18 holes, and I do know that because I play golf myself.
Well, then I expect you're right.
So last Sunday, your husband played a full round of 18 holes.
Yes, he must have done.
Did he tell you he did?
He doesn't have to tell me. He's been doing it regularly for the last 3 years.
What was he wearing?
On Sunday? Well, I don't remember.
Try.
Well, it must have been one of his tweed suits, either the one he's got on today or the green one.
Green?
Well, it's brown, really, but it's got green in it. Look, what is all this about?
Mrs. Morris, last Sunday evening, the body of a young girl was found on Hampstead Heath. A man who has been identified as your husband was seen talking to this girl shortly before she was murdered.
Drink your tea, Mummy, and then we'll take you home.
It's all right, darling.
Perhaps they'll ring for a taxi.
No.
It was very good to come so quickly.
Well, we'll be coming anyway.
We offered to take her home, but she wanted to stay, and she wanted to be told, you understand?
Well, naturally.
Your wife seems to be taking it very well.
Well, Sal doesn't want to show her emotions in public.
Even so.
Well, I guess she simply doesn't believe it.
Do you, Mr. Clayton?
Well, it doesn't seem possible. He's so ordinary.
They very often are.
Yes, but surely there has been some mistake.
It's possible.
But you don't really think so?
That's what we're trying to find out.
Has he admitted anything?
Mr. Clayton, I can't really discuss that with you at the moment.
But surely he must be represented, a lawyer.
Well, would you mind coming in here for a moment?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Mr. Clayton, please.
Thank you.
Tell me, does the name Jennifer Clark mean anything to you?
No, should it?
Mary Hoskins?
No, I've never... Mary Hoskins, wasn't she the girl
Worked
that...
for the same firm as your father-in-law and was found strangled 8 months ago.
And this other girl, Jennifer...
Clark, same thing, about 4 months ago.
My God.
Mr. Clayton, your father-in-law is entitled to be legally represented. And we have in fact told him this, but at the moment he's chosen not to exercise that right. And frankly, it isn't our position to insist that he does. Do you see what I mean?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't.
We have reason to believe that your father-in-law may be responsible for these murders.
I see. And what you're saying is that a lawyer at this stage would interfere with your chances of proving it.
I am saying that if we are right, then your father-in-law is a very sick man and must be prevented from doing it again. Do you understand?
Yes, but you're placing me in an impossible position.
3 young girls are being brutally murdered, Mr. Clayton.
I don't see what I can do about it.
I want you to help us.
Help you?
To ascertain the truth.
Oh, what do you want?
Time.
Ah, so he hasn't admitted anything then. I see. Well, Sally's very practical. It's the first thing she'll think of. You are sure?
Well, yes, as sure as we can be at the moment, but you seem to have doubts of your own, Mr. Clayton.
No, it's just that...
Yes?
Well, the photos of that girl in the paper at the time, Mary Hoskins.
What about them?
Well, I remember thinking at the time how much she looked like Sally. She all right?
Yes, I've managed to persuade her to lie down. I've given her one of Daddy's sleeping pills.
I didn't know he took sleeping pills.
Yes, he's been taking them for about a year now. What's the matter?
Nothing. What are you doing?
Well, Daddy's going to need his solicitor. I'm looking for the number.
Sally, can you leave it for a minute?
What?
Well, I have to talk to you first. There's something you ought to know about the situation and your father.
Have you sent for a change of clothes for him?
Yes.
Good. Presumably he's had something to eat and drink.
No, not yet.
Why not?
You seem rather concerned about his welfare.
He's been waiting a long time. He's entitled to refreshment.
Well, if you say so, I always thought it was good psychology to leave a suspect alone for a few hours to sweat it out.
If you're dealing with a known villain who's sweating on 15 years, yes. And this man's different.
Oh, really? How?
He's still only a suspect.
What? With a positive identification, with a description of a car, with a raincoat of the cleaners, with blood stains on his...
Phil, go and get him some tea.
If you say so, sir.
He's in there, is he?
Well, yes.
Haven't worked with him before.
So?
He's soft, isn't he?
Oh, no. He just likes the evidence to be watertight.
Come in.
The case file you wanted, sir.
What?
The case file you wanted. Mary Hoskins' case file, sir. Morris's statement, but there.
Good.
Not hungry?
No, thanks for the tea, though.
Sergeant,
How long am I likely to stay here?
Well, that's not up to me, sir.
well, I was wondering
Yes?
About my wife.
I'm afraid your family had to be informed of the situation.
My God, what are you saying?
just what the superintendent told me.
But that's my father you're talking about.
He's talking about Sal.
Then
I'm
you
simply
can't believe
repeating
my
what
father
he
had anything
said.
to do with those murders, can you? Well, can you?
No, of course not. It's just that
What?
he seems so sure, Sal.
I can't believe I'm hearing this, not from you.
Oh, Sally.
It's incredible.
Look, the police, for all their faults, don't arrest people
And he's
like...
not under arrest.
All right, detain. It comes to the same thing. They don't detain people like your father on something as serious as this unless they're very sure of their ground. Well, someone with a record, some poor inarticulate working class bloke, maybe. But not a respectable professional man. Not unless they're very sure. Oh, Sal, just have a chat with the superintendent. He wants you to
No.
But why not? It can't do your father any harm. It might do him some good. You can explain about him.
Explain what?
Oh, I don't know. What he's like.
He's a devoted husband.
Yes.
Is he an emotional man?
Emotional?
Easily excited, upset?
I wouldn't say so, no.
Mr. Clayton?
Well, he's more the sort of person to bottle things up, you know?
So he doesn't lose his temper much, then?
Well, even the calmest of us are prone to do that occasionally, aren't we?
Well, yes, but it depends to what degree and what causes it.
My father does not lose his temper often or easily. He's very kind and gentle.
What's all this?
I shall want the clothes you're wearing.
My clothes? What for?
Never mind what for, get changed, will you?
These are mine.
I understand from your mother that your father's feelings towards you were exceptionally close.
Well, I wouldn't say exceptionally. I'm his daughter, what do you expect?
The apple of his eye was the expression she used.
Yes, well, my mother tends to think in clichés. Not that I would deny that one, nor want to.
Have you ever fallen out with him? Argued?
Not that I can recall, no.
Really?
Well, we've been irritable with each other, but that's only natural. But no, I wouldn't say we've ever fallen out or had any real arguments.
What about your mother? Has he argued with her?
Didn't you ask my mother that question?
No.
Well, the answer is no.
And what about your husband?
Well, Richard gets on very well with Daddy, don't you?
Well, do you?
Yes, of course I do.
What are you trying to imply?
Mary Hoskins, the girl who worked for the same firm as your father, the one who was murdered.
Not by my father.
What was your father's reaction at the time?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, don't you, Mrs. Clayton?
No.
Was he very upset?
Well, he was concerned.
Concerned?
Yes, I believe he knew her slightly.
He told you that?
Yes, well, after all, they did work in the same building.
Did he tell you anything else about her?
I don't remember.
Sally.
Yes?
Nothing.
Nothing, Mr. Clayton?
No.
Are you sure?
Nothing, really.
You remember something that your father-in-law said at the time that your wife has now forgotten, is that?
Just a remark. It probably meant nothing. After all, he was concerned about what had happened,
What
you know.
remark, Mr. Clayton?
Look, I think you ought to understand that Sally's father's very straight, you know.
Straight.
Well, he's a very moral man. He has a tendency to moralize. Well, that sounds like an insult today, but... Well, what I really mean is he doesn't exactly approve of the permissive society, you know?
What did he say, Mr. Clayton?
Well, I'm not even sure that Sally was present at the time. After all, it was 8 months ago, and I'm not even sure myself.
Mr. Clayton, please.
He called her the office slut.
Richard!
Well, I'm sorry, Sally, it's true. He did. He said he was sorry that it had happened and all that, but he wasn't surprised the girl had been murdered because, well, she was the office slut, and girls like... Oh, for God's sake, Sal, you know what he's like about things like that.
I'm leaving.
Oh, Sally, listen. I'm not accusing him, but if he's innocent...
If?
The police will know. What if it really is him, Sal? Have you thought about that? Oh, Sally! Listen, I'm sorry.
Mr. Clayton, I can't force you to stay, of course, but I don't think I need to emphasize how important it is.
Yes, well, I think my marriage is more
Mr.
important...
Clayton, do you know what this is?
No.
It is the statement your father-in-law made at the time Mary Hoskins was killed. In it, he denies that he ever knew her.
Well, it isn't what he said to me.
Exactly.
Clothes I took off him gone to the lab, sir.
Good.
He left this in the inside pocket. You were saying you thought we'd been rushing things a bit. I think it's just as well we cut him when we did.
Why, who is this?
Dunno. I reckon she's odds-on favourite to be his next victim.
Quite comfortable, Mr. Morris,
Oh, hardly.
but no complaints.
Well, why have you taken my clothes?
I think you know.
No, I don't.
Forensic tests. You know what that means, don't you?
Yes.
We like to get all the facts, you see.
facts?
Yes, to complete our investigation.
Yes, I see.
Do you?
No, not really. Look, are you going to explain about that identification parade?
What about it?
Well, why did that woman slap me?
Well, because she identified you.
I've never seen her before in my life.
Perhaps not, but she's seen you.
Where?
Near West Hampstead Golf Course.
Oh, and that explains it.
Does it?
Well, of course it does. I told the other officer I play golf there every Sunday.
Did you play there last Sunday?
Now, you know I did. It's in my statement.
Ah, yes, your statement. Well, shall we go through that again?
Why?
Well, because you might have second thoughts and want to change it.
I don't think so.
What time did you arrive at the golf course, Mr. Morris?
Oh, my usual time, about 11:15.
What time did you leave?
I'm usually there till about 2.
And last Sunday, did you leave at that time, about 2?
Yes, I think so.
How long does it take you to drive from the golf course to your house?
Not long, about 10 minutes.
Do you normally drive straight home from the golf course?
Yes.
Did you last Sunday?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, of course I'm sure.
Where do you park your car while you're playing?
By the clubhouse.
Do you lock it?
Yes.
Would you know if anyone moved it or used it while you were playing?
Well, yes. No, not if... Oh, God, I don't know.
It can be seen from the clubhouse, can it?
Yes.
Clearly?
Yes.
Well, is it likely that anyone would have used it without your permission last Sunday?
No, of course not.
And last Sunday you got into it and drove home, straight home, at about 2 o'clock?
Yes, I did.
So where was your car between 1 and 2?
They're in the car park.
No.
3 people noticed that it had gone by 1:15.
Oh, well, then somebody must have taken it without my knowing.
And put it back just before 2 o'clock.
I suppose so.
Lucky man, aren't you?
Lucky?
Yes, lucky. Car thieves or people who borrowed them just for the ride don't usually put them back where they found them, Mr. Morris. Right, now last Sunday you were playing golf with a Mr. George Harris, right?
Yes, I was.
Mr. Harris says that you finished your round just before 12:30, right?
Well, I don't remember exactly.
He does.
Well, yes, we could have done. We only played 9 holes.
Why?
What do you mean?
Well, don't you normally play a 4-round?
Not so often these days.
Mr. Harris then goes on to say that when you'd finished your round, you went to the clubhouse for a drink.
Yes, that's right.
One drink?
Look, I'm
He
sorry.
says that you had stayed for one drink, then left.
Well, yes, come to think of it, I didn't stay in the bar for long.
That's right, about 10 minutes, according to Mr. Harris and the steward.
Right, yes.
And after that, neither of them saw you again for the rest of the day. Now then, you must have left the club bar at about, what, a quarter to 1? What did you do then?
I had a shower and got changed.
What were you wearing?
Usual golfing clothes, pair of old
No, I
black
mean your
trousers.
ordinary clothes. Apart, of course, from the raincoat which you say you dropped in a puddle outside the clubhouse.
A tweed suit, a brown one.
The one that you were wearing this morning?
No, another one.
That is a list of clothes that we took from your house.
You took all these clothes from my house? Why?
Now, Mr. Clay has explained for forensic. Yes, now, is the suit that you were wearing on Sunday listed there at all?
Yes, there.
Thank you. Right, now, where were we? You had a shower and then you changed. Now, how long would that take?
I don't know exactly.
Well, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, quarter of an hour? What?
This quarter of an hour, I suppose.
Good. Well, that takes us up to 1 o'clock, but you didn't get home until 2:30.
I'm not sure. It might have been earlier.
Your wife says 2:30.
My wife? You've been questioning my wife. You have no right to do that.
Every right. Now, answer the question. Why didn't you get home until 2:30?
What you're talking about, I just didn't, that's all.
Mr. Morris, you've accounted for your movements up to 1 o'clock. Well, let's be generous and say 1:15. Now, it takes you 10 minutes to drive home, so that at the outside, you should have been home by 1:30. What happened to the other hour?
Oh, wait a minute, no. Yes, I remember now. Last Sunday, I did leave early. I went for a walk.
Why did you do that?
Well, I work in an office all week, and I like to try and keep fit.
Hey, look, we just played a round of golf.
Only 9 holes.
Where did you have this walk?
On the Heath, West Heath, actually.
Look, why didn't you tell us this before, Mr. Morris?
Because I've only just remembered. All this business upset me, and I got confused.
Oh, it's quite natural. Anybody might.
Yes, and there's another thing I've just remembered, too. That's where I dropped my raincoat in the mud.
Then why did you tell us it was at the golf club?
I told you I wasn't thinking straight. I've only just remembered.
And now you are thinking straight.
Yes.
And you are sure that you dropped it?
Yes.
No, Mr. Morris, that isn't straight thinking. You put it down deliberately.
No.
Yes, it's to act as a ground sheet for you and your victim.
What are you talking about? I was alone when I dropped it.
Oh, Mr. Morris, you weren't alone, were you? She was there, wasn't she? With a little short skirt and a tight sweater and all that makeup like Mary Hoskins, the office slut.
No, I was alone.
Mr. Morris, let's start again from when you left the golf club. Now, you got into your car and you drove to West Heath intending to take a short walk because you had only played 9 holes.
Yeah.
During the short drive to West Heath, did you stop at all?
No.
Well, not even to ask the way.
I live here. Why should I do that?
Yes, why indeed.
When did you last see this girl?
Don't remember ever having seen her before. Who is she? Is this the murdered girl?
The girl you picked up and took for a walk on the Heath last Sunday, Mr. Morris. Only it wasn't West Heath, was it? It was Hampstead Heath, over by Ken Wood.
No, that's not true. I've never seen this girl before.
You were seen talking to her.
Who, but? By that woman? Well, she's got it wrong. It wasn't me.
It was someone else that you saw.
Yes.
Who happened to have the same make of car as you and the same colour.
Oh, good heavens, it's a popular enough model. There must be thousands like it on the road. Hundreds of thousands, probably.
And wearing the same sort of
Well,
clothes?
not what's so rare about a brown suit and a pale mac?
Not rare, Mr. Morris, only you happened to be wearing them last Sunday when you picked up that girl.
Your daughter Sally, she's an only child?
Yes.
Have you a niece, perhaps, whom you're particularly fond of?
No.
Any relations or close friends who have a young daughter?
Not that I can think of offhand. Why?
Someone of about what, I don't know, 12, 11, 13?
No.
Then, who is this, Mr. Morris?
Where did you get...
Oh. Careless, weren't you?
Who is she, Mr. Morris?
I don't know, just a girl I met once.
Once? Well, where did you pick up that photograph, then?
I took it.
When?
About 3 weeks ago.
Where?
On the Heath.
You spend a lot of time on the Heath, don't you?
No, not really.
Why did you take it, Mr. Morris?
She was throwing a ball for her dog, and she just looked photogenic.
Yes, and young and disturbing, and not unlike what your own daughter must have looked like.
Mr. Morris, that isn't exactly a candid camera shot.
What?
Well, I mean, the girl was obviously posing for you.
Yes.
Now, what's her name?
I don't know.
But you must have spoken to her.
No, just a few words. I didn't ask her name.
Only if you could take a photograph.
Yes.
What do you mean you walked up to her and said, "May I take your photograph?" and she said yes?
No, it wasn't like that.
And what was it like?
Well, it was the dog, you see. She threw the ball for the dog. She threw it rather wildly, and he didn't see where it went, but I did, so I picked it up and we just sort of started talking.
And you happened to have a camera with you? Or was that photograph taken on another occasion when you arranged to meet again?
Yes.
And was the dog with her that time,
Yes.
too? What kind of dog was it?
Alsatian.
Sensible girl.
What?
It must have been very frustrating for you.
I think we'll leave it there for the moment. Do you feel like something to eat yet?
No, thank you.
Would you like some more tea, then? Or perhaps you'd prefer coffee?
I don't mind.
No. Well, they're almost indistinguishable anyway. I want this girl found. She has an Alsatian dog which she takes on West Heath, so she probably lives close by. Must be plenty of people who've seen her about.
All right, sir.
Oh, no, he didn't need to break it off to get that organised.
No.
Then why let him off the hook?
You're sure he's our man, aren't you?
Well, aren't you?
Well, I think he must be. Only...
Only you don't want to accept it, right?
What?
Oh, you know the situation too well.
What situation?
Well, the doting father and the daughter growing up and falling for older men.
Half-baked psychological cliché. Is that something you picked up at your university?
No, but it's true, though, isn't it? You know what he's going through, so you can sympathise with him.
Do you really think that every father who feels a pang when his daughter gets married is going to go around murdering young girls?
No, not you, sir. I mean,
you.
well, not every man, but 1 in a million, maybe, and this one has a record of sexual violence.
One incident over 25 years ago in completely different circumstances.
What about the girl, then? Why would he want to pick up a young girl like that?
If you're trying to tell me that she's a potential victim, why hasn't he done her yet?
Oh, we don't know he hasn't. And if he hasn't, it's because he hasn't met her yet without the dog.
Come in.
Just in from the lab, sir. First report of the suit, the one we took from the house.
Oh, thank you. Traces of fibre. Source still unidentified?
And the blood?
Yes, it's human blood. Same group as the murdered girls.
Ah.
And the same group as half the population. It's Group O. Subgrouping not yet complete. Soil traces similar to those found on the raincoat.
Well, that's it, then.
Right. Leave this to me, Phil. Finish your tea.
I have finished.
Then let's start again, shall we?
Oh, no, not more questions.
Just a few.
Look, Mr. Clay, I know I was stupid when I made my first statement, but now I've told you the truth.
Perhaps, but not quite the whole truth.
There's nothing more.
I think there is. Sit down, please. You see, Mr. Morris, I think I understand. We're not all that different, you and I, are we? And we're both about the same age, both married. I have a daughter, too, about the same age as yours. I worry about her, love her, want to protect her. But it's not easy. Different generations, different values. They grow up, meet men, sleep with them. That upsets you, does it? The thought of your daughter in bed with a man making love?
Please.
Please what?
Please, don't talk like that.
I'm just trying to say that as a father, I understand these things and how upsetting they can be. And they cause all sorts of problems, inner conflicts. Why don't you tell me about them, Mr. Morris? Tell me about your problems.
No, there's nothing to tell.
Now, that's not quite true, is it?
Who? Oh, hello, Mrs. Duxbury, how are you? Who's Nan? Your sister? What's she got to do there? It's she? Yeah, will you say that again very slowly, please?
Now, what about the sleeping pills? Tell me about them.
Sleeping pills?
Yes, you've been taking sleeping pills for the past year, haven't you?
Yes, but...
Why have you been taking them?
Well, because I had trouble getting to sleep, that's all.
Yes. Ever since Richard has been there, sleeping under the same roof, in the same bed with your daughter.
No. Why do you say that?
You know why.
No. No.
Why don't you tell me about it, Mr. Morris? Get it off your chest. You bottle things up so.
I haven't done anything.
Anything that you can help.
You couldn't help it, Mr. Morris, could you? I mean, all those girls flaunting themselves at you, promiscuous. That girl on Sunday, she was like that, wasn't she? Was Mary Hoskins like that? You must remember Mary Hoskins. Surely she used to work for your firm. What was it? The office slut.
No.
Know what? You did know Mary Hoskins, didn't you? We know that you did. And yet in your statement, the time she was killed, you denied that you knew her. Now, why did you do that?
Well, I didn't want to get involved.
Involved? Just by saying you knew the girl?
Well, it was nothing to do with me. I didn't kill her.
You mean you didn't do it on purpose?
No,
You couldn't help yourself, could you?
No!
Yes. Sir.
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, sir. I've had Mrs. Duxbury on again.
All right, let's have it then. She what? I see. You're checking? Good, let me know. All right, Mr. Morris, let's start again from a different angle, shall we? The girl on West Heath. The girl whose photo you took.
Now, look, she has nothing to do with anything.
We'll find that out when we talk to her. Oh, yes, we're looking for her. And we will find her. The chances are that she's a local girl if she walks her dog on the heath.
Please, I implore you, now leave her alone. She has nothing to do with your inquiry.
If she has nothing to do with it, then she won't be involved. But we have to talk to her. I just thought it would be more pleasant for her if we were to approach her discreetly so that the whole district didn't know that the police were looking for her.
Her name's Lucy.
Surname?
I don't know. I really don't.
Address?
I don't know that either, except that she lives in a ground floor flat in one of those big houses by West Heath.
And now perhaps you will tell us the real truth.
Last Sunday, no, between 1 and 2, I don't know exactly, I was with Lucy.
Doing what?
Nothing at all. At least not the sort of thing you're implying. We just threw sticks for Carl, the dog.
Lost his ball, did he?
Yes, he's a bit of a clown.
What else?
We talked. At least she did most of the talking. Her parents, well, they're a bit remote. And she likes to have someone older to talk to about school and friends, enemies, problems. you know.
Yes, I know. And that's when you dropped your raincoat?
You know I didn't drop it.
Yes.
She was chasing after the dog. She slipped and cut her knee. I put it down for her to sit on while I mopped it up. It wasn't serious. It was just a graze.
Christian named Lucy. Lives in a ground floor flat in a big house near West Heath. Right! Shouldn't be very long.
What was all that with Mrs. Duxbury, then?
She remember the car number?
But not Morris's.
No, nothing like it.
But what made her remember it, then?
Her sister.
Her sister?
Yeah, apparently Mrs. Duxbury went to visit her sister on Sunday and mentioned the incident. This afternoon on the phone, the sister reminded her. The index marks were the same as her own name, Nan. N-A-N.
And what about the numbers?
I checked it with car registrations. Belongs to a fellow called Parker. Checked him with CRO. Seems he's got 4. Sexual offences. Released from Broadmoor last year.
Every Sunday at lunchtime?
Her parents go for drinking sessions. She walks the dog.
Mr. Morris, why on earth didn't you tell us all this before?
I suppose I would have had to in the end. I just couldn't believe I could be charged with something I didn't do.
It would have saved you an awful lot of unpleasantness. And me a lot of talk.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're not the one who should apologize. Oh, what was it? Shame? Guilt?
A middle-aged man and a child. Who'd believe it was an innocent relationship? But it was. You understand, don't you?
Yes, I understand.
Well, bring him in, you stupid...
Oh, you found the owner of the car yet?
It's a fellow called Parker. He's on his way now, sir.
Ah, thank you. Good.
I'm sorry.
No, you were right in a way. Only it wasn't revenge he was looking for, it was a substitute.
Yes, but even still, sir, despite the evidence, your instinct was right.
No, not instinct. It was evidence. I'm Mrs. Duxbury. She picked him out in the ID parade, but she wasn't too good on the raincoat. And she was dead wrong about the suit. And then there was the lab report on the suit.
Well, the blood.
No, the fibres. Source still unidentified. Well, if they'd been from any of the dead girl's clothing, they would have been onto it right away. Let's have some food. We've got a long night. Sit down, Mr. Parker. 1 or 2 questions I want to ask you.